Now, today we're going to talk about poker face sort of theory. That is not my theory. This is sort of a fan theory called on Twitter. Name is Paper Golden Theory. If you want to look at it on Twitter, there's their basically channel. And the theory is basically Poker Face was basically the member of 52 deck member of King Cassino with the family Barajas. That's sort of the theory, and the theory is sort of broken down by an image of Poker Face, because in the image you have Poker Face usually leaning down in a casino holding a knife and a poker, and this is sort of how they breaking down and the reason why they think Poker Face used to be in the member of the Barajas family, specifically King Cassino right-hand man. In theory, but be fair, this theory is so convincingly good. I won't blame anyone to believe this is true, because it's just sort of very interesting and very believable how this theory was sort of explained. Now, the reason why people think, or this fan believe this is true, is because a Poker Face sort of design. Her design thing she holding is sort of representative of the Poker Face army of King Cassino. Each member has a sort of distinctive skill or battle style, specifically stand with their own ranking of a spade, heart, diamonds, and clubs. And you can see a spades are basically master of knives, heart are master of armor and steel, diamonds are arrows, and clubs are bombs. And you can see Poker Face have every single idea and design mixed with the Poker Face theme of her own costume. This sort of saying she used to work with the Barajas family, specifically King Cassino. Now, there's other questions of this theory could be very flawed or very interesting, depends on your specific opinion. But before I actually break it down, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation to reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you'll like how it's going, you'll like to help my channel, put a like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's cool, but if you do, thanks to you, I am getting close to our main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I am getting close every single day because some people put like, comment, and share. Thank you. Now, let's get started on the theory how Poker Face could be related or used to be in the family of the Barajas family, or aka King Cassino's own crew. Now, let's get started. Now, be known, Poker Face doesn't have that much information about her. She has very little. In fact, she doesn't really have an origin, just a very good image of her and what she does. Specifically, she owns a casino called the Killer Joker that she actually won playing inside the casino multiple times to actually won the rights of that specific casino. Now, that's all we actually know, except for one more thing, is basically her casino may be the best casino in the villainous universe for one specific reason, is the fact that when you play in that casino, you do not bet in money, you bet your own life to win. And that's it. That's the only information we have of Poker Face. But this person from Tumblr posted something very interesting on her own page called Paper Golden Theory, that is stated that Poker Face used to work with King Cassino. In theory, the reason why her aesthetics, each of her aesthetics representing the 53 deck card of King Cassino, meaning she is sort of a master of every single thing of each single soldier of King Cassino's team, specifically like the spades of knives, heart of armor and steel, diamonds as arrows, and clubs and bombs. And if you see her design, every single design represents every little thing of each soldier of King Cassino. This means she is master of everything. She is a jack of all trades. But to make her sort of more interesting is the fact why she's not in King Cassino's deck. And that's the interesting part. And I think this sort of the theory goes in, she maybe used to be the right hand of Cassino till she gets tired of him and move on. The reason, at least in this theory, is because she didn't trust King Cassino. He did not believe his own ways of doing business, because Poker Face is a wild card. She could do whatever she wants or however she wants, but doesn't like the opinions of others, she walks away for no apparent reason. At least with people who knows her. At least that's sort of the theory. And you know what? That make it interesting, but yet that make her the Joker instead. But I think the reason why she maybe changed her name to Poker Face is because she doesn't want to be maybe related or established with King Casino's family. This is the reason why she sort of changed her name of Poker Face, but keep the aesthetics, understanding how high ranking and elegant she really is. That's sort of the theory. And you know what? It actually really works, especially how King Cassino sort of does his own business, how he does portray justice of his own way. But once more, it goes on. If you want, you go in this Tumblr page of Paper Going Theory, and it breaks out even more. But you have to maybe counter that and make this sort of more interesting. I have to guess maybe he did not fall in love with the boss. What I mean is basically King Cassino, if you read the comments of High Risk, that every single poker alliance of King Cassino are basically simps for the boss. Most of them, almost all the women are ninjas or warriors, are completely in love with King Cassino. Maybe this is the reason why Poker Face never really cared about King Cassino or never really fall in love with them. Maybe she realized he was expecting her to fall in love with King Cassino also, and stopped to everything saying, no, I'm not interested, and walked away. That could be the interesting way to tell the story. But could be a different thing that maybe she didn't like so many women falling in love with him. She just couldn't love them because it's just too many competition. That could be another different direction to take it. And that could be fascinating and interesting, especially if you understand the sort of kind of ranking of 53 deck of King Cassino. You might understand they don't fully explain the rankings in the comic book, but you get the idea how it sort of kind of works. But also asking that question, that means her abilities is physical hand-to-hand combat, but also she maybe knows magic, especially maybe her special ability is luck and sort of illusion of sort of Najitsu in a way, if you get the idea, if you read the comic, because in the comic, most of all the soldiers of King Cassino's, basically they are more like ninjas than anything else. So maybe she is fusing of magic and hand-to-hand combat. But once more, it's just sort of guessing, nothing really fully confirmed. But that sort of could be possible of Poker Face. Of course, we could be completely wrong. Could be a completely different direction. Maybe King Cassino fired her because she's just too crazy, because at the very end, she is technically the Joker of the 53 deck. She is so completely out of left field or out of pocket that King Cassino could not control her or convince her to do what he actually wanted, all of the rules to follow of his own team. That could be very interesting. The reason he could actually get out of King Cassino's sort of clan. That could be very interesting. Also explains why she has her own casino, because she wanted to run her own way. If so, one of the theories is true. Why the reason why King Cassino don't went for attack mode of Poker Face? Because they both in the same sort of business, in the casino business. And you read the comic, King Cassino will eliminate anyone who is a competition of his own business, and also using similar tactics as King Cassino. So you can see why it kind of rubbed him the wrong way if they chose to go that direction. Well, in this sort of theory, it do explains the reason why she still has her own casino, the reason why she's still alive, not in a constant war with King Cassino, is because she made a deal with Black Cat. Like King Cassino probably make the same deal or similar deal, that she is sort of in peace mode, because one of the regulations, if you make a deal of Black Cat, you cannot get war with other different people, specifically maybe other people who works in the Black Cat or other deals, or even work with other heroes, because that's sort of a no-no. Once again, each single contract is completely different of the individual who makes the deal with Black Cat. So this could be a very interesting take, and the reason why she is still number one, the best casino, even that King Cassino, who has majority of all casinos on the villain universe except for one, that is the Killer Joker by Poker Face. Of course, maybe we're reading way in too much into it. Maybe just King Casino kind of respects Poker Face and done nothing because it completely respects her. That could be a thing. Maybe we don't know. Maybe they're still very good friends and decide to separate just because it doesn't really make sense and the business they go together. In other words, once more, different directions, different ways to actually tackle it. Or they want to go even crazier. Maybe they're not just people working together. Maybe King Cassino and Poker Face are actually siblings using the same design, the same clothing because they are in the same family. It's just both of them work in the same sort of business, but they just don't want to interact or give a hint they're actually blood related, so no one will use them against the other because they're related. That could be another different reason why both of them don't actually go to war that much or even talk to you because they know how the business actually works. At least in another way in theory. But to be honest, this is the most interesting thing about King Casino's theory because let's face it, you don't have much to go with Poker Face, but I'm glad someone actually realized there is sort of a connection with Poker Face and King Cassino because honestly, I did not see it at first when they started to breaking it down in this theory because it's sort of shocking how interesting and how clear the plot threads of both characters. It's sort of obvious if you don't actually sit down and see it yourself. I guess because Poker Face is not really mentioned that much, only briefly. If they decide to maybe reappear in the comic for a second, people probably will connect it way faster. In fact, honestly, I just didn't see that. In fact, you saw this sort of idea in your head. Do you see anyone sort of making this theory? Tell me down below. Let me know. Honestly, I did not see this a mile away. I just sort of didn't realize this was actually does make sense. This could be actually possible in theory. Of course, that's sort of what is the theory if you want to know. In fact, tell me your theory about Poker Face or hear any other theory that sounds very interesting similar to this specific theory. Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.